Welcome back to Stem Cells Unveiled, from basics to breakthrough. I'm Dr. Sukant Khurana, your host, and we are on episode 7, Fighting the Big C, Stem Cells and Cancer. Leading us today is the unstoppable Basudha Banerjee, who I think you know well by now, unless you are listening to us for the first time, is a regenerative medicine collaborator, very young, very enthusiastic, but very knowledgeable on this topic. And I've learned a lot from her. I hope our listeners also learn from her about the excitement in regenerative medicines and stem cell biology. Welcome, Basudha.
Thanks, Dr. Khurana. So, this episode is going to be quite intense. Cancer, it is a beast, and stem cells are right in the thick of it, both as culprits as well as heroes. So, I'm thrilled to unpack how they play into cancer development and treatment, especially with blood cancers like leukemia, and then peek into the future of targeting cancer stem cells. So, let's dive in with their role in cancer itself, and it's a double edged sword. Dr. Khurana, what are your starting thoughts on stem cells and cancer development?
Well, you're leading the way, Basudha. I'm really loving it. I would say cancer stem cells, those rogue stem cells driving tumors, they are tricky part. Over to you.
Spot on. So, cancer stem cells are where things get wild. These are not your friendly neighborhood stem cells. They're tiny subset within the tumors with stem-like traits, like the self-renewal and differentiation. In a tumor, most cells are short-lived, but cancer stem cells, they keep it going and spawning new cancer cells. Take breast cancer, for instance. Studies show that cancer stem cells with markers like CD44, they drive growth and resist to chemotherapeutics. It's like they're the root of the weed. You can chop the top, but then they will still regrow. I've been quite fascinated by how they hijack the normal stem cell pathways, going haywire to fuel malignancy. What is your lens on that cancer stem cell twist?
Yeah, it's a dark twist. Those pathways meant for repair, they get co-opted. Cancer stem cells also dodge therapeutics by staying dormant, making them tough to kill.
Yeah, dormancy, that is exactly what makes them so sneaky. But stem cells, they are not just villains here. They also act as weapons against cancer, especially in therapeutics. So let us zoom into blood cancer, leukemia, my go to example. Hematopoietic stem cell transplants have been a lifeline for decades, especially in acute myeloid leukemia. Chemotherapy wipes out the diseased blood system, and then you infuse healthy hematopoietic stem cells from the bone marrow, or say cord blood, or even peripheral blood. These hematopoietic stem cells, they engraft in the marrow, crank out new blood cells, red, white, and even platelets, and help in rebuilding the entire patient's blood system. I have seen survival rates jump because of this, and it is a brutal process, but it definitely works and is very promising. So, what is your take on how these transplants pull it off?
Yeah, so it's like a reset button. Those stem cells home to the marrow via signals like CXCL12. Then they proliferate and differentiate to restore hematopoiesis. It's a lifesaver, literally.
Absolutely, I completely agree with you. So, the homing piece is the clutch. These cells know exactly where to go. And it is not just leukemia, we have lymphomas and myelomas too. They also use the same strategy. Then we also have autologous transplants, wherein patients get their own stem cells back post chemo. They dodge the rejection risk, while allogenic ones from donors can add an immune boost against the cancer cells. The entire mechanism is so elegant, but it's not without hurdles because graft versus host disease is a beast to manage. Still, hematopoietic stem cell transplantation is a cornerstone therapy today. Now, let us look forward. What is next? Targeting cancer stem cells to stop recurrence is where my head is at. Dr. Khurana, any future prospects you are excited about?
Yeah, you're nailing this, Vasudha. I would say hitting cancer cells with stem cells with precision, like drugs blocking their self-renewal pathway. Could this be the key to lasting remission? We, as you know, you're part of some of the reviews and then research on even imodine, where we are interested in some of the pathways, even though imodine is a thing like almost curcumin affects various pathways, too many different ones, but this is sort of one of the directions on both sort of stem cells and various other aspects related to even, cell death. But I am really interested with precision, and I'm definitely more interested in AI using sort of multiple approaches ranging from literature search, modification of compounds. But in the end goal comes down to one word, which is precision.
Yeah, I mean, you've rightly mentioned precision seems like a dream. Recurrence is cancer's cruel trick. So chemo kills the bulk, but the cancer stem cells they hide out and then they roll back again and they give rise to further cancer cells. So targeting these stem cells could flip the script. I've been geeking out over inhibitors like salinomycin, which sort of slams the cancer stem cell proliferation in lab models. Or then we also have the anti-CD133 antibodies that tag them for further immune attack. There is also combination approach where pairing cancer stem cell specific drugs with standard therapies have shown great outcomes. Imagine a 1-2 punch, like kill the tumor, then snuff out the roots. So that is the best strategy. Early trials are testing this in glioblastoma and pancreatic cancer. Tough nuts to crack, but the data is tantalizing. But we still have challenges. Cancer stem cells are slippery, they are heterogeneous, and they're very fastly adapting. But the payoff is that we are preventing relapse. So, Dr. Khurana, what hurdles do you see in nailing all these slippery targets?
The heterogeneity is brutal. Different cancer stem cells in one tumor might need different hits. Plus, delivery, getting drugs past tumor defenses, it's a logistical nightmare.
Yes, like from leukemia transplants saving lives today to tomorrow's CSC targeted therapies, stem cells are reshaping how we tackle the entire cancer scenario. It's war on two fronts, using their power for the good while outsmarting the dark side. Dr. Khurana, thank you for letting me lead this. It's been a thrill to dive in the big C with you. Thank you.
Thank you. You've been the force, Basudha, blending depth and fire seamlessly. And this episode is special because you're also involved in some of the research which is related to it, not uh, exactly stem cells, but targeting stem cells in way with some of the molecules that we have interest in. Diane Cure, I'm very thankful for that research. Also, so I would, in addition to thanking you, I'd like to thank all the listeners. Let's build a movement to try to solve as many diseases as possible. And please write to us in comment section. Are we going too fast? Are we going in too much depth? Are we not going in enough depth? We want to have this as a two-way dialogue about stem cells with everyone passionate about this topic. Thank you very much for listening to this episode. Bye bye.